Okay, it's 11:01 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, fuck. I'm so tired. On April 4th, April 6th, yes. So yeah, last night I slept at 6:05 a.m. Yes. Uh, I don't know what the fuck happened. I didn't even watch the second film. I plan to watch two films. Didn't even watch the second film. I just edited videos, and my laptop's really slow. But yeah, so I went to bed really late. Um, so I'm sleep deprived again. But tomorrow I get to sleep a lot, so at least there's that. Um, um, yeah. At least my bathroom is squeaky clean. The sink now is not moldy because I Cloroxed them all. Um, Today I'm going to at 1 p.m. Thank God it's not like 9 a.m. At 1 p.m. I'll be at SCA to help Avikai with his short film a little bit, and then I'll come home, have a very fast lunch, and then um I will head over to Luis's place in Santa Monica, and yeah, and we'll be coloring the film at 8 p.m. though. I'll have a Zoom meeting. Yeah. So I'll probably be at Luis's place and then have the Zoom meeting. Yeah. Um yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I'm so tired. Oh my god.
Expeditiously, I be on my grizzly. Feds try to creep me, somehow always miss me.
Eva 1 unit.
This is Ava in USC. Okay, time now is 3:23 a.m. in the morning. I'm gonna try to be quick here because it is extremely late and I'm extremely tired and I still have a whole movie to watch. But unexpectedly, today is a dense day. It is a dense day. I have less than 5 hours of sleep, and it's crazy. I woke up at 11, and it's still less than 5 hours. That's how you know my sleep schedule is completely fucked. Um, but yeah, I woke up, and the first thing I did is I went to I almost said CMD. SCA. I went to SCA to help Avichai, the Israeli guy, film his 290 short because he was nice enough to to show up and be an extra for my short film Smooth Operator. I thought I should reciprocate and be nice about it. So I showed up with my camera and my gimbal, and also I thought, you know what, I should film the pickup shot for my short film. Um, yeah, because I thought maybe if I add a wide shot of walking over to the gym, it would help the film a lot. So, anyways, I went over to SCA. I didn't really have time to edit my own short film in the morning. It's okay, who cares? So I arrived at SCA, and someone's filming in the courtyard, filming some musical. They were playing music, and some kids, and they're all Asian. Some Asian kids were lip syncing to the music. Um, Avihai texted me, which is weird. I don't know how he got my number. He texted me saying, "Oh, we're at the lawn," and I'm like, "Okay." So I brought everything over, and there we go. Him and this other black guy with dreads and sunglasses, long hair. Um, I think I've seen him once before when I last ran into Avihai. Or the first time I ran into him in USC. But yeah, he's there to help out. So it's just us three. And so Avikai basically explained to me, so this is an experimental documentary about my trip to Israel. And I'm like, oh, again, I am pro-Palestine. And I think the Israeli government is absolute war criminal. I'm not 100% sure what is Avikai's stance on this. And I don't want to have biased judgments before I help out. But I'm like, sure, I'll help. So we filmed, and it's pretty interesting because it's nothing like what I would do. Essentially, I thought my camera would just be a prop, but no, Avihai needs my camera to film. So Avihai has his own camera, the Sony camera that the school provides, and my camera. So 3 cameras have footage and film him at the same time in a triangular formation. When the film starts, Avihai walks up to the main camera, which is the camera provided by the school, and he looks at the lenses and he looks kind of curious, and then he walks over to the black guy. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. I'll call him the other guy. And then he walks over to my camera and looked at my lens, and that's it. And it's about like 2 minutes. And then a little bit later, he asked a random dude who's just a passerby to film us with Avihai's camera, with Avihai's phone, while Avihai holds the school's camera. The other guy holds another camera while I hold my camera, and we sort of film each other, and then look away, and then Avihai starts walking to his phone. So it's very much a film about like the act of filming and recording and documenting. And Avihai was like, "Oh, I wish somebody else was filming us filming all of this. I wish someone's filming this person who's filming us filming something else." So it's very much like a filmception thing. And then apparently in the second half of the documentary, it's basically him and the other guy talking about the making of the film. So I was like, wow, this is very Kiarostami-esque. And he's like, I don't know who that is. So I thought the shoot was gonna last very long, but no, at 2 p.m. it ended. So literally lasted around an hour. That's fucking crazy. I shot my project to over 2 days. He shot it for 1 hour. And then so for the next hour, we just chatted, which is, I wish I didn't spend so much time chatting, but it was a good chat. We talked about movies, we talked about USC, we talked about Cams Fest. Apparently, Avihai also submitted a film to Cams Fest, and earlier today, he got an email saying that the Cams Fest people are asking him whether he wants to submit a final product or not, which is really weird. So apparently the Vietnamese professor is not running Cams Fest this year. It's some other guy, and I don't know. We're supposedly 5 days away from Cams Fest, and we still know nothing about it. Like, I still don't know if my film is accepted or not. So we'll see. Yeah. Anyways. We talked. And then at some point, the elephant door to stage, I believe that's stage 4 or stage 3, it opened. And then a bunch of people came out with film equipment and stuff. And then a girl showed up in like white shirt and shorts and like a pink sweater, but she wears it like a cape or something. And I looked at her. I'm like, that girl looks like Jiayun, but that's no way in hell is her. And of course, that's her. And then I thought to myself, whenever I see someone who looks like Jiayun, but I don't think is her, then it's probably her. So I went closer, and turns out it's her. And I wanted to approach her and say hi, but then I saw her speaking to other people, and I'm like, okay, this might be bad timing. So I like stayed away, and then I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I might as well walk in. So I did walk in. I was like, hey, Jiayun, you know. And she's like, oh hey, what are you doing here? I was like, oh well, helping my friend film his 290. And he's like, oh, and I'm like, is this your thing? Like the same thing as last Sunday? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, good luck. She's like, thank you. And I left. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I keep running into her. What? To be fair, I don't think it's completely out of the ordinary, given that today's also a Sunday and Jiayun's still doing the same thing for the same group of people, for the same class. So it's not like crazy or anything, it's just, okay, here she is again. So yeah, I'm at this point, I'm not that worried about not seeing her ever. I think I'll keep seeing her constantly. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. So we filmed the thing and we chatted. We stood in the middle of the grass lawn and chatted. It was really hot and I had my sunglasses on the whole time. But for Avikai and the other guy, they were just like talking on the grass, and yeah, and then I originally I was like I was gonna just set up the gimbal and film the pickup shot and just immediately leave, and then I thought, oh, might as well leave my stuff here and then film it and come back and pack everything up and then leave. So I did that, and by the time I leave, it was like 4 something p.m., which is super late considering that I plan to arrive at Luis's place at 5. So yeah, I went back home. So I wanted to take a bus back home. Oh, I ran into Thanos, my stunt coordinator. And that was when I was trying to chase after my bus because it's leaving. And then I waited at the bus stop and I waited for 3 minutes. And in the transit app, it says the bus is supposed to arrive in negative 3 minutes, which is fucking stupid. So I'm like, okay, so I guess the bus is never gonna show up then. Okay, so I walked home. And as I was walking towards home, the bus finally shows up and swoops past me. Of course. So I walk back home, stupid, silly, embarrassed, not embarrassed, dumbfounded, not dumbfounded, kerfuffled, cucumbered. I went back home a little bit cucumbered, a little bit bamboozled, perhaps. I don't know, man. Language fails. All words fail, man. All words fail. So I went back home. I don't want to rush myself. I ate lunch. I edited a bit more, and then I left. I took a metro all the way to Santa Monica, and by the time I arrived at Luis's place, it was 6:40 p.m. I was 1 hour and 40 minutes late. And it's a-okay because it's a very short, and I don't have a lot of requirements for the coloring. So yeah, we sat down, we set up, and we immediately started color grading. I also brought my camera with me, because I wanted Luis to take photos of me for the photo shoot for Spotlight bio and also the Cannes Film Festival, the Cannes Classics team bio. And so we started color grading and it was like 7:30, 7:40, and I mentioned about the headshot photography thing and also the fact that I have a Zoom meeting at 8 p.m. And then I was like, why not let's do the photo thing first? And he's like, sure. So we did it, but the thing is, I wanted to do it outside, but it's just sunset. It's sunset already. It's completely dark outside, so we filmed. So he took some photos of me in the inside, and he set up the lighting really well. There's like a very nice diffuse light and everything. Except I look bad at night. I don't know why. Like, if my background is all black, and if I'm in interior, I just look terrible. I just feel like I'm really out of my element. And also, I'm close with Luis, but like, I think every time he takes a photo of me, I look at the photo, I'm like, wow, I look awkward as shit. And at times, Luis would say, just lock in, lock in. And he would say, relax, why are you so nervous? Relax. The thing is, I'm not nervous, but I seem nervous. Because I'm introverted, I guess, or more so, I'm just like photophobic. I'm not photogenic, I'm photophobic. Or not phobic, I'm photo resistant. I'm like, me looking good in a photo is a 1 in a million chance. And every time, if I look into the mirror at 3 a.m. in the morning, I look good. But if someone takes a photo of me, I look terrible. My face looks flat, I look awkward, I look measly, my neck is long, my head is small. I just look terrible. And I don't know how did that one photo with Justin T work out so well. It was a 1 in a million chance. But yeah, he took a bunch of photos of me. Some of them are actually decent, but they're not good. And I was a little bummed out because I shaved and I had these parts cleaned up. And I wore nice clothes. And I thought that the photos would turn out good, but I pretty much am not satisfied with any of them, so I'm not sure. I don't know what to do, honestly. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do with the bios thing at this point. Maybe on Monday or like tomorrow or Tuesday, I can ask someone to take a picture of me again. I'm not really sure. Oh, I should have asked Avi Kai to take a photo of me instead. Honestly, that would have made things easier. Even with a phone, it would look fine. I also need to embrace, like Luis told me to stand strong, stand still, and be confident. But like, that's not my thing. Sure, if I force myself to look really confident, I'm sure it will look good. But it's not true to myself. Like, I need to embrace my whimsicality and my feathery softness because that's my thing. 8 p.m. 8 p.m. I had the HKOS Zoom meeting and it went well. I was late for like 10 minutes, but it's okay. Didn't talk much. Apparently more news from John L. First of all, John L is rich and he keeps flying back and forth from London to LA. And then also John L is going to be interviewed by TVB for his documentary on the Hong Kong taxi, which is, man, bro is powerful. God fucking damn. I wish I am that powerful, but I feel like given that I know him, and I'm also doing USC stuff, I'm going to Cannes Film Festival, I'm working with this film festival, I'm kind of on track. But like, Jesus Christ, you know? We are the future of Hong Kong cinema, are we? Like seriously, not to be dramatic, but Chor Yun, King Hu, Bruce Lee, Shaw Brothers, Hui Brothers, Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, John Woo, Ann Hui, Stanley Kwan, Johnny To, Stephen Chow, Wong Kar-wai, and then are we next? Like, come on, bruh. That's a huge torch to carry. And apparently John L has a secret third project planning in the plans, in the works. And it's also about Hong Kong, and it's about 2019. So yeah. But I've been prolific, I've been working hard too. We were discussing whether we should screen short films at this opening ceremony of HKCC, which is Hong Kong Community Center, which is a community in LA, which is random. And I don't even know they have opening ceremonies and shit. But Nathan, one of the workers of HKOS, was like, Enoch, why don't you screen your short film? And I'm like, nah, it's not good. And I thought he's referring to The World's Not Enough. He's referring to Objects in Mirror. And I'm like, nah, it's not that good. And he's like, well, but you should still screen it. And I even mentioned that I got rejected by multiple festivals and everything. But yeah, so we continue color grading, and then again and again and again and again. And then I waited about an hour for the color grading thing to export. And I saw Cliff. Cliff literally took a shower, and as I was doing the Zoom meeting, I saw him walking out of the shower shirtless, with a towel, of course, but still shirtless. But a little bit later we chatted. There's also this guy, Josh, who I had no idea who he is until I was reminded that he is one of the producers of WoW, like 3 fucking years ago. But anyways, talked a lot to Cliff and Luis, and it was great. We talked about movies, talked about memes, and Cliff was like complimenting me. Cliff was like, "Wow, Luis showed me some of the images from your latest short film, and you really have the vision. Like, you got to work with a crew. Next time, work with a big crew. Find us, find this guy, Adam, for producing. Like, get Luis to color grade. Find us, get a whole crew." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And Luis was like, "Yeah, I see the vision. You have a very strong vision." And I'm like, "Thank you." So that was a huge compliment. And now I'm getting a lot of ideas. Like, ooh, maybe I should make a film about this and a film about that. If I have a whole crew behind me and multiple producers, I could be very fucking powerful. Like, Remain in Light and Smooth Operator, they're very sloppy and rough, but I do admit that they have very interesting ideas behind it. So yeah. What else? What else? What else? Yeah, so I had to catch the last train home, Metro E line. So I caught it, and it was not that bad. And then I arrived home at like 1 a.m. I had dinner, and then it's 2:30 a.m. and then now it's 3:40. I'm tired. I'm excited for tomorrow because I got to sleep. But I have a lot to deal with that I cannot deal with tonight because it's already sleepy time. So yeah, that's it. Okay, time now is 1:55 p.m. on April 7th. Um, yeah, I slept from I think 5:30 a.m. Yeah, to about 1:30. So yeah, that's great. That's like 8 hours of sleep. I am alive once again. Um, yeah, wow, that was a really good sleep. I love it. I love sleeping, man. I really do. But yeah, last night I tried to watch a film, and about 10 minutes in, I fell asleep. So, yeah, so here's today's plan. I was gonna film a YouTube video. I have nothing to film. I'm just gonna watch movies. I have a bunch of small, trivial tasks to do, like the spotlight paper, the HKOS stuff, um, just a bunch of trivial stuff, laundry. So I'm gonna focus on those things today. It's a Monday. I don't have RIT 340 because there's conference, which means that I only need to go next Wednesday. So that's great. But I still have CTPR 290 later tonight. And also last night I got an idea. Even I think Luis's photos of me are not that good. Not because he's a bad photographer, but because I was so awkward. Why don't I ask Rachel to take photos of me? So maybe later tonight I can ask Rachel to come to school earlier, and before class, which is gonna be like 5:30, maybe she can take some photos of me on my phone. That would be fine, man. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. If not, maybe on Wednesday I'll see her and ask her to do it. It's a little late, but it's fine. But yeah, today's mostly gonna be chill, and I'm gonna focus on finishing Smooth Operator. I have 2 days to finish editing it. Technically, I can still do it on Wednesday noon, but I don't want to rush myself. But I still have a lot of things to do with Smooth Operator, like the end credits, the montage, the sound. I also really want to finish my video essay so I can start editing every other vlog that I need to edit for my YouTube channel. So yeah, that's basically it. I don't have much else to say. Honestly, I feel okay. Someone just texted me. Someone from Spotlight just texted me saying, "Hey, this is not a Spotlight related question. I'm in the Cams Fest team and the link isn't working. Can you send me the link so that we can watch it?" So, okay. It's literally, how many days are we away from the screenings? 4 days away, and this happens. It's very silly. But yeah, I'm excited to have my thing screened on a big screen. I think I have a 99% chance of getting in, honestly. Yeah. And then, I hope Jayun would come to see it. I really do. And, what else? Not much else, I guess. Not much else. I don't have a lot of film sets lined up after this, I think. If you don't count the hotel film for CTPR 290, I'm helping out with Maisie's thing, and that's late April. Yeah. It's nice. I hope April is chill. Yeah. Alright.
Cheyenne, the camera's deep, whoever your DP is, they can pick the camera up in 106.
Wall mounted thermostat.
Seventh floor, you're gonna hang the right for the elevator, you'll see it on the left-hand side. For parking, you're just gonna pull forward.
Okay, time now is 12:41 after midnight. Just finished dinner. I'm here, I'm alive, and let's talk. So, yeah, today was interesting. Semi-interesting, again. Um, I had 8 hours of sleep. Hold on. I had 8 hours of sleep and it was amazing, and it's so fucking crazy. I woke up and I had a stomachache. I went to the bathroom. I'm outside and it's already 3 p.m. Feels like a holiday. I don't know why. Whenever I get a good night's rest, I'm like, this shouldn't be the case. Like, I shouldn't be resting so much. That's how you know your life is fucked. When you sleep a lot and you're like, I shouldn't do that. Yeah, I woke up, I chilled. I was gonna finish Vive sa Vie after I wake up, but I didn't have time. I spent a lot of time editing videos. I finally edited a couple of reviews. I had lunch and then immediately headed out to CTPR 290. So today was quite interesting for CTPR 290. The plan for today was 6 p.m. We're going to the Sound Equipment Checkout, the SEC, which is a place we've all been to already to check out sound equipment, but we're checking out another sound equipment. I was kind of confused. So, where we have to be there, we have to be right on time at 6 p.m. so that we can finish, so that we can check out the sound stuff for the hotel shoot. and then at 7 p.m. we will arrive at the USC hotel and we will just rehearse. And that's all the information we know. And it's super confusing. What do you mean rehearse? We don't have actors. And a lot of us don't even have a shot list yet. I do, because I'm a monster. But a lot of people are underprepared, so we have no idea how we're going to rehearse it. So, but we're just rolling with it. So, before I went to school, I also did a couple more things. First of all, I DM'd Ethan Kwan and asked him when does he need his gimbal back, and he's like, you know what, I'm not free today. Just use it and then give me back whenever, because I don't even need it anyways. And I'm like, okay, sure, thank you. So now I get to keep the gimbal and his light, which is fucking insane. And that's actually very useful because I might use it to film the hotel shoot. So there's that. And then another thing is, I asked Rachel if she can take photos of me today. Headshots for the Cannes Film Festival bio and the Spotlight bio. So, yeah. So Rachel, I honestly expected Rachel to not respond because she's busy, but no, she responded saying, oh, I'm sorry, I can't because I have a doctor's appointment. And I'm like, okay. So I went to school and Rachel showed up and I was like, I thought you went to see the doctors. And Rachel was like, oh no, it's just beside. So I keep forgetting that there's a whole ass clinic inside this school where you could go see the doctor, where the health insurance actually covers you. But anyways, sound checkout, we arrived and I saw Asir, the Indian guy in my Cannes team, just walk out, and I was gonna say hi to him, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and then he left, and I'm like, okay, well, and then, me and Ryan and Andrew, we talked a little bit. Andrew's sick, he's wearing a mask, and then we got the boxes, we got the cases? I think they're called cases. Yeah, they're like cases. We got these orange cases and we opened them up and it's sound stuff. And Asir is just there. And I went up to Asir and I was like, hello, I'm here again. And Asir was like, oh yeah, I saw your name. And I'm like, oh, it's you. But that's really cool. I'm so freaking powerful. It's like, I just know people now, I guess. I just know random people. And then this made me think, wait, the last time we did sound checkout, which was, I believe, a month ago or a couple months ago, that was also him, wasn't it? I just didn't know, because at that point the Cannes Film Festival team wasn't revealed. But that was him, because I remember it was an Indian guy. So I was like, wow. Dude, I got connections. It's crazy. It's so crazy that I just casually have connects to the grad program people, and I'm just like, wow, I just know everyone. Like when CC showed up as a TA, I was like, well, great. And then now this, like, I'm just so connected. So we checked out the sound stuff, and our team is really quiet. We're all kind of awkward. We're all kind of introverted, I guess. But yeah. We finished checking them out, and then that's pretty much it. And then we all left, and then Andrew just left. And then we all went to the USC hotel. We walked over there, which was a short 15-minute walk. And then Ryan was like, you know what, I'm feeling kind of sick, so I'm going to leave too. So Ryan just left. So me and Rachel, we talked a lot as we walked over to school. And wow, Rachel's having a lot of issues. Rachel was like, oh, like, I want to kill myself. My team hates me. And it's so awkward. And the girl with the black hair, referring to Daniela, her attitude is so bad. Like, Daniela had this attitude against Rachel, where Daniela was like, oh, sound, it's your responsibility. Stuff like that. I know Rachel wouldn't gel well with the team, because Rachel's a bit of an outsider. Meanwhile, all the other people have sort of formed cliques already. So, yeah, but damn, that was really, really bad. And then Rachel talked to me about all the other issues, like her marketing class, like she totally didn't know that there was a quiz, and then she didn't take the quiz, and it's worth 10% of her grades. And then for CTCS 192, her TA talked to her because her essay was really bad and she failed her essay. I was like, oh my god. So we arrived at the USC hotel, and it's so funny because my entire crew is now only me, Jade, and Cole. It's just the three of us. We're supposed to have 6 people, now we're just 3. Because Ryan and Andrew are sick and they left. And the other Chinese girl, her English name is Charlotte, but like officially her name is Tian Yue. She just dropped out. That's crazy. And we were just talking. I asked CC, like, how about her? And CC was like, oh yeah, she dropped out. And I'm like, this late into the semester? And CC was like, yeah. So it's just us 3. I arrived, I got the hotel room card, I went in, and there's no one. Because it's just us 3. So honestly, I was low-key enjoying it. I was like, this is so goofy. I love it. I'm just enjoying myself. So a little bit later, what happened was, it's the USC hotel, and they opened up 4 hotel rooms. Room 101, 110, 112, I believe, and 106. And essentially 101 is for Cheyenne's team, 110 is for me, 112, I think, is for Ben's team, and then 106 is where our cinematography supervisor is staying at, and all the camera equipment, like camera, tripod, lighting kits, gels, flags, silks, they're just laying there. So, cool. So, we went into the room and we just talked what we're doing, and then we just grabbed the camera stuff, and it was so chill. Like, Cole set up the lighting, which I don't even know 100% how to set up, and then I set up the camera, and then we just started filming. But the thing is, there's no SD card, so we can't even film anything. We don't have actors, so we don't even know. And then Cole tested the lighting, it's fine, but it's like so heavy and complicated. I was like, we don't even need to care about lighting at this point. So at some point we're just like, you know what? Let's just rehearse the entire film and think of the blocking, and then that's it, and then we're good. Because there's literally nothing we can do. We don't have the actors, we don't have our DP Andrew Wu, so there's literally nothing we can do. So we tested out the blocking for every single shot, and we just got everything down. And it was really interesting because the room is slightly different from what I had imagined. So the blocking, a lot of it was changed, especially because the room was in reverse. It was reverse of the room I visited when we were location scouting for the hotel room. But we still managed to think of cool little ideas, stairwells, like the use of the little steps. And it's just me, Jade, and Cole, and we're just chilling, we're just vibing. And then at some point we have nothing to do. At around 8 p.m. we're kind of done here. And so we just it was so chilled. CC came in and asked us how we're doing, and then she casually told us, oh yeah, you're filming next Monday. And we're all just thinking, what? I thought we're filming next Monday, the 21st. And CC was like, oh no, so you guys are actually supposed to film on the 14th, next Monday. And we're like, what? As it turns out, no one had told us. So CC didn't send us any updated calendar whatsoever. The old calendar says we're filming on the 21st, and CC just casually dropped on us that we're filming on the 14th. So, yeah. I don't know if the washing machine is running or not. It's supposed to be. I'll go down and check. Anyways, so we're filming a week early. I'm not that stressed about this because our script is really simple. All we need is just a bunch of props and like a bunch of actors. But yeah, that's pretty much. I feel bad for the other teams actually. So a little bit later, the professor came in and he was all right. Like he was like, oh, so where's the DP? And the DP's not even here. And who's directing? I was like, me. And then we rehearsed the whole scene together, and he can tell that I already know what shots I need because I already planned out the entire shot list. And he's like, okay, but you know, give your story some life. Like, what's your story about? Give it some life. Maybe have the establishing shot do this, or maybe have that shot do that. You know, maybe have the character do this. And then he just left. And then we're just confused. We're like, okay, so are we leaving now? Like, we have no idea. So we just packed everything up. And then a little bit later at around 8:40, we're just walking around. Like, we have nothing to do. And the David, the cinematography supervisor, is supposed to come in and like help out with us, but he didn't even come in. So we just started going around the hallway, just like I just started sneaking up to people and like try to like take a look at other rooms because I'm just nosy like that. So I went to Ben's team, which is I believe Ben, Vic, Portia, Sella, and Audrey. And I tried to walk up to them, and Portia's outside the door, and Portia's like, how can I help you? And I'm like, no, I'm just looking. And then a little bit later, me, Cole, and Jade, we walked up to Portia, and Portia's like, how can I help you? And we're like, oh no, we're just looking. And I'm thinking, oh, so Portia's waiting outside of the door because she's like acting now. I'm like, okay. And then I took a sneak peek at the other room on the other side, on room 101, which is Cheyenne, Daniela, Christina, Megan, and Rachel. I went in, we took a peek, and it seems like very dead, very quiet. So, like, and it's me, Jade, and Cole, even though all three of us were kind of quiet and awkward. I think we all gelled well together because we're so, like, nonchalant about this thing. And we just keep joking around. I was like, yeah, we're already done because we're just too good. We're just too good at filmmaking. And we just walked around the hallway. And, yeah, and then, so, Cheyenne's team is about to leave. And then the professor was like, no, you guys stay. I need to talk to you. At first, I thought the professor's pointing at me. I'm like, oh, God. But no, the professor wants to talk to Cheyenne's team. So I was like, okay, some weird drama is happening. So Cole and Jade left, and I stayed behind. And I took a sneak peek, you know. I'm trying to, like, overhear the drama, right? But I waited a while until Ben's team's leaving, and Sella and Audrey were there, and they were just complaining. They were like, oh my God, we're so fucked. I'm just gonna, like, we're filming next week, we're so screwed. And Sella was like, yeah, I'm just gonna walk home in silence. And then a little bit later, Rachel's team finally left, and I followed Rachel out. And we proceeded to talk for like a whole hour, or at least 40 minutes, outside the McCarthy parking structure. And we just talked. So apparently it wasn't really drama. Like the professor wasn't like, oh, you guys aren't working well together. It's just that the professor was really angry at the team for being underprepared, which is crazy. Cheyenne, I thought Cheyenne's a monster. What is she doing? So apparently Cheyenne, throughout the entire day today, Cheyenne didn't do much as a producer. She just like looked at her phone and stuff, which, I mean, sure, producers have to constantly check their phones, but, interesting. I want to know what Cheyenne's up to. Because, like, I actually talked to Luis about Cheyenne, and I showed Luis her Instagram. And I was like, oh yeah, she's crazy. And Luis was like, you know what, Enoch? You need a crazy girl. That's what you need. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I tried. You know, Leslie. Maybe Cheyenne's not crazy. I also overheard Cheyenne's conversation with Daniela and Portia. And Cheyenne's like, oh yeah, I just applied to this and I applied to that and taking this class. Well, Cheyenne's actually like really normal in real life. But like, if you know her through her art, you're just like, oh, she's fucked up. But then you can say the same thing about me, honestly. But yeah, anyways, I talked to Rachel, and oh my god, Rachel's in deep shit. So Rachel told me that last week it suddenly dawned on her that she's graduating in 1 month. And she's freaking out. She's failing this class, she's failing that class. She's struggling in 290 because she pitched for director, she got fucked over by me, unfortunately. And not only did she not get to do like DP or something, she did sound, which she's not familiar with. Stuck in a team full of people who don't really like her. Meanwhile, I'm the director of my team and I'm gelling well with everyone. So I'm exceedingly good at this for no reason. And Rachel's in a very bad position. And Rachel told me I don't even want to care about the hotel shoot and the classes because I'm graduating and I'm more worried about my visa. She found this Chinese person who apparently knows how to make visas, like handle visa situations, but this Chinese person is trying to scam her $4,000 US. And Rachel was like, I can't pay that much. And what if the Chinese person is a scammer anyways? And I was like, you know what? Visa is very serious. Don't, like, if you want to do visa stuff, actually find someone you can trust. Don't cut corners. Not only that, but Rachel's mom straight up disowning her or something, because Rachel's mom was like, okay, the moment you graduate from college, I will not pay you a single dime. I will not pay you any money. You gotta survive on your own. Either that, or come with me to Shenzhen, China, and work there. And of course, Rachel doesn't want to come to Shenzhen, China, and work. So she wants to stay in America. But if she stays in America, she's not going to receive any money. So she's already broke. So she told me, I don't even know at this point. I may have to go outside and try to find a job illegally somewhere, get some change, and then collect some money so that I could, maybe apply for masters. But I don't even know. Or just like get the money to apply for a visa, but then also what if I fail the visa because the H-1B visa is a lottery system anyways? And then so I realized, wow, Rachel is fucked. Like compared to me, my situation, first of all, I still have a whole year. Second of all, my position now in film school, I hate to say this, but it's true, and that is I'm way higher than Rachel. Like, I have so many connections through film sets. I know a lot of film people. I just know a lot of people now. And, it's funny, Rachel has like 1,000 Instagram followers, I think. But somehow I'm so much more resourceful and calm and calculated than she is. I'm so active too. I told Rachel, like, join more sets, join APCA, join this, join that. Rachel could have submitted something to CAMSFest. It would have been something. Do O1, I was legit. I was like, you should seriously consider the O1 visa. Because it's way easier than H1B, and it's more doable, it's more stable, right? But Rachel's already like 1 month from graduating and she's nowhere near being in the film industry. I'm getting closer and closer. The fact that I befriended Jiren is also a huge step, I think. Damn, I'm so happy I talked to that one girl in that Halloween party. God damn. That's so crazy. I'm so glad I talked to John L. in that Lan Yu screening, and now I'm director for HKOS Film Festival. It's all about making friends and talking to the right people at the right time at the right place. And I've been relentless. That's insane. Like, I hate bragging, but in the entire 290 class right now, I might be the most connected person. I'm shocked that Cheyenne isn't as connected. Maybe she is. She's just not showing it. But, like, I am, like, the most ruthless, relentless person. Like, it's so crazy because I'm doing this out of revenge, man. I am taking revenge against my old self. Back in secondary school, I was nobody. I didn't apply to shit. You know? I didn't apply to Model United Nations. I didn't apply to a field trip to Vietnam. I didn't apply to any official posts on sports days, aside from that one year maybe. I didn't apply to that many clubs. I was just scared. I was just timid. Even Nick was the president of the Organic Farming Club. So in America, especially in USC, which is all about connections and making friends, I like sell my soul to the devil because I'm so thirsty for film. And you know what? Secondary school, if I get famous there, it's nothing because it's just some random secondary school in Hong Kong. But I'm in USC, one of the biggest film hubs of the world. And first of all, USC and AFI, the biggest film hubs of California. California is film land. And like, I'm here, pretty much near the center. And then we have people like Katie and Jiayun and Mitchell and Rocky, and I get to meet all of them, and they all know me. I'm getting closer and closer. John L. is getting interviewed by TVB, is winning awards. I'm there, man, and I'm ruthless now. I feel like I'm only ruthless now because I was completely not ruthless back then. I don't know. So I feel bad for Rachel. I'm like, wow. I wish Rachel had the same hunger that I have. Because I am filmmaking. And I'm not just talking about making short films. I'm film majoring, you know? I'm living the film life. Because my life depends on it. And I think Rachel also takes it kind of seriously, but not as seriously as I am. And also, I guess it hadn't dawned on her that she had no future. Because the moment I chose film, I'm completely in it. There's no escape. I can't go, you know what? I'll stick with IT. I don't know jack shit about computers, man. Like, the moment I said film, I'm putting all of my life into it. There's no turning back. And I'm okay with that, because that's what I chose. And so, the fact that I'm so ruthless now is crazy. Like, I almost didn't realize how ruthless I've become. So I'm going to fucking Cannes Film Festival. But, also, I feel blessed to have such supporting parents. Like, my parents are still paying me for college, taking loans out from the bank, and is still willing to support me for, like, a year or maybe 2 years after college. A lot of parents don't do that. So I'm really grateful. Genuinely. One in a million chance. Like, if I didn't have the money, even if I have the hunger, I can't do it. It's the fact that I have just enough money and then borrow a lot more. And then I have that extreme hunger for film. This is what's keeping me going. You know, again, a lot of people like Nick and Tom, Cedric, they go to another country. study a bit, they come back. There was no future. I came to USA not just to study a little bit and get a degree. I came to USA because I'm fighting for my life here, man. I'm a fighter. So, yeah. Again, I feel so bad for Rachel. I was like, why didn't you submit something to Cam's Fest? It's such a simple gesture. Such a simple application. But yeah. I am submitting something to Cam's Fest. And then a bunch of people in Cam's Fest are also related to Spotlight. And then some people between that is also applying for Cannes Film Festival. And I'm in all three. I'm in the trifecta of the CAMS experience. The moment I realize I'll never be in film production major and I'm in CAMS, I know I need to get the most out of CAMS. I'm writing the best fucking papers. I am submitting my films to CAMS Fest. I'm publishing my papers on Spotlight. And I'm going to Cannes Film Festival. And it's not even my last year. There's still more room to grow. I'm fucking hardcore. I really am. Okay, anyways, I digress. I went to Ralph's. Came back home. Here I am. So excited for Wednesday, by the way. I'm so fucking excited for the Cannes Film Festival lineup announcement. Yeah, that's it. Okay, time now is 9:57 a.m. on April 8th. Yeah, I'm so tired. Fuck. I slept from 5:50 to 9:45, so about 3.5 hours. Or less than 4 hours. I didn't immediately fall asleep, so 3.5 hours. Yeah, I did not plan to go to bed this late, but I cannot. I fucking can't. I watched a film and then that's it. I completely overestimated how much time I would need to do literally anything. And then, yeah. And then I still have a whole assignment that I planned to do last night, and it's due today at 12 at noon. So I'm waking up earlier so that I could do it now. So I'm waking up earlier now, not to film an album review, but to do the homework before 12. And then I was so sloppy last night. Like, when I'm sleepy, I become sloppy. Like, I tried to close my bathroom door, and I was standing in front of the door, and the end of the door touched my ass through my pajama pants, which is terrible because my pajama pants are untouchable. They're clean. And then I used the hair dryer to dry my hair, and then there's the toilet paper roll on the top of the toilet, and I put the toilet paper then I put the hair dryer on top of the toilet, and the hair dryer kept freaking out. Like, the cable kept falling, and then I tried to not have the toilet paper roll fall down onto the floor, and it almost did, and then it actually fucking did. Yeah. My tongue is hurting, like this side. I'm just so fucking sleepy. So today I'm meeting with TA4 and TA3 on the same day again. There's religion class, but aside from that, I'm good. Aside from that, it's nothing. Maybe I should do a re-sleep. Maybe after I get back home at 6 a.m. I should go back to bed. Like, I don't know, because I need to wake up early on Wednesday as well, and possibly on Thursday as well. I just keep running out of time. Yeah. So I don't know, less than 4 hours. Fuck me. Yeah. Holy fuck. So I was walking, and my sunglasses in the pocket, and suddenly, bah! And I hear the sound and turn back and I'm like, okay, this dropped. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love, love, love. Sex, sex, sex. Where's the other glasses? Where the fuck? So I walked back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Where is it? Spot the difference. Et voila. Why? Why did it fly the fuck out of my fucking pocket? Fuck. Fuck face. Fuck bitch. Fuck. Okay. Time now is 7:40 p.m. I just woke up again from my slumber. Yeah. What the fuck? I just fell asleep. Went to bed for like 1.5 hours ish, maybe. It was pretty nice. So today was okay, but I was literally dying of exhaustion. In the morning, the sloppiness continued. I spent a lot of time writing that small essay for CTCS 192, and I basically missed the bus. I was supposed to meet TA3, TA4 at 11 a.m. outside of KAP, Caprillion Hall, and I ended up meeting him at 11:50, so I was 50 minutes late. So that's fucked. Oh my god, hold on. It's getting cold in here, actually. So I had to walk to school. And then at some point, when I was leaving my apartment, my glasses fell out of my pocket. This has happened before recently. But what's fucking stupid about this is that I wasn't jumping or anything, I was literally just walking. I took off my jacket because it was really fucking hot outside, and put every item in the jacket pockets onto my pants pockets, including my regular glasses and sunglasses. Put them in my left pocket. As I walked past a bush, or not even a bush, a patch of grass, I suddenly heard clang, clang. I turned around and I saw my sunglasses sitting on the dirt. Great. Fuck you. But hey, you know what? My sunglasses are made of plastic. It's fine. Who cares? And then I'm like, wait a second. Where are my actual regular glasses? So I touched my pocket. I checked around. I was already late. I walked backwards just to see. And I'm like, no, it has to be here. It didn't just fucking disappear. I cannot let my glasses disappear again. It happened already. And thank God I found it. I found my glasses. It was in the same patch of dirt, just sitting on the ground a little bit farther away from me. And because my glasses are transparent, it's a bit difficult to see it. So I got it, I walked to school, and I was sweaty, and everything fucking sucks, and I hate everything. So I was clearly not in the mood to teach English. I arrived at the Caprillion Hall at 11:50, but at around 12:20 I had to leave anyways for my religion class. So it's just half an hour of tutoring, and it was meh. Didn't do much. Then religion class happened. Didn't really speak up once, other than the moment where I raised my hand to talk, to recite a passage from an essay. But at the end of the class, I went up to the professor and I asked her a couple questions. One is I reminded her about the email I sent about the creative project. So yes, I'm locking in for the creative project. B, I had a small question to her about why folk temples have drums and bells, and she said, I don't really know, it's out of my expertise. And then I mentioned to her that I actually decided between this and Buddhist modernism. So yeah, that's that. And then I left, and then me and the two other Chinese guys with glasses, their names are Austin, and I don't even know what's the other guy's names, bro. I forgot. We walked and talked, and both of them also want to do creative project for final exam. Because the thing is, final exam, you're either doing a close reading of some passage, or you're doing creative project. Creative project is much more fun and worthwhile, actually. And then they're like, why not just go to the Sealai Temple this weekend? And let's go together. So, okay. So, the architecture guy, the other Chinese guy with glasses, he's like, oh, my creative project is just going to be a 2D model of the temple. And I'm like, really? That's it? Sealai Temple? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, great, we should go together because I'm thinking of filming somewhere out there. So they're like, how about this weekend? And I'm like, nah, I can't. And then they're like, how about next weekend? The thing is, apparently it's going to be soon. Like, we need to still present it in class. So I'm like, well, okay, I guess we'll next weekend then. So next Saturday, I'll probably go there. So yeah, I'm gonna DM Glenn. So I returned home. I caught a bus, went back home, and I had lunch, which is eggs, bacon, toast, and soup, some clam chowder, pretty nice. And then I had a little free time, walked around a little bit, and then I went out again to the SCA 3rd floor, and I just sat down and chilled a little bit. And then I went over to Levy Library to meet up with TA4 to have the rest of our meeting. So the thing is, originally I'm supposed to meet TA3 today from 4 to 6 p.m. And then very last minute, TA3 texted me saying, oh, I can't because I don't have enough time to prepare for this PowerPoint, so let's do it on Friday. And I'm like, fuck. Like, in my head, I'm like, fuck. These TA meetings, last semester it wasn't like this. This semester it's like this. I keep changing the times. I keep pushing from Tuesday to Friday to Tuesday. And it's tearing me apart. I cannot have a set schedule. I keep being late to these meetings because it's too chaotic. So yeah, that one sucked. But I was like, sure, let's meet Friday then. Which means I already booked the rooms at the library from 4 to 6 today. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just meet TA4 there instead. So I met TA4 again, and we sat down. We're in a library room, and we actually talked and went over stuff, and it was okay. It was nice. And then we said goodbye, and then I immediately caught the bus. I almost didn't catch it, but I caught it, and I arrived home. First thing I did, shower, then I slept. So I slept for re-sleep about from 5:50 p.m. to about 7:30. Here I am. Yeah, so a couple more things. I DM'd Franklin. I was like, yo, are you going to Cannes this year? Franklin was like, yes, sir. That's great news. I also DM'd Colin. I was like, so how about what's happening on the May 12th thing? And he's like, I don't even know at this point. I may as well arrive on the 13th because no one seems to be paying for the villa, etc. But here's the thing. Franklin just told me that he's planning to arrive at Cannes at around the 11th. So maybe Franklin already has an accommodation ready. So there's that. And then the second thing is Matt in the Can WhatsApp group chat, Matt started a Google spreadsheet and asked everyone to join to write down what film are we writing for, like the reviews, so that it would be less disorganized this time around. And he started sending out, because like the first thing in the morning, what I do is I check my phone, and I found out that Mission Impossible, the new one, is premiering in Cannes. And Matt, before I could even share it in the group chat, Matt already shared it. And Matt is sort of like trying to be this king, you know? And I get it, Matt is like, he's been to Cannes before, he's a bit of a senpai, you know? Same with Tiger and Emma. But like, you know, so I said something. I was like, okay, I called dibs on Begon's Resurrection. And then Asir was like, oh, I'm gonna do Wes Anderson. And then Asir shared everyone his plane ticket, which is arriving 13th, but I thought it was 12th. So I was like, oh, so you're arriving on the 12th? Like, so what's your, then what's the place you're gonna stay? And then Asir was like, oh, it's actually 13th. And I was like, oh, I see. And then no one else responded after. Every time I fucking say something in the group chat, no one says anything afterwards to back me up. Every time it has to end on me. I have to be the last person to say something, of course. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, I have a bunch of shit to do for the rest of the day. I need to finish editing my short film. I have a bunch of homework stuff to do, spotlight stuff to do, Cannes Film Festival stuff to do. Maybe I'll do a review right now. I don't know. I'm just really tired and I need to sleep earlier tonight. Tomorrow's gonna be a long day. Okay, time now is 10:14 p.m. Nothing's changed since I've woken up from my nap. I love naps. Damn. I just want to wrap up today. Death Grips are not disbanded. They just announced that they are still together, but without Andy. I made a Instagram. I reposted it on Instagram, and then Jayun liked it. I don't even know if Jayun listens to Death Grips. I feel like her taste in music and film is like not as deep fried and fucked as mine. I think she's more normal than me. But I don't know. And then I just spent like a whole hour, I think. I don't know. I spent a lot of time just looking at flights from Cannes to Cannes Film Festival, and we are in a bit of a conundrum, actually. It's not a huge conundrum, just a bit. So I talked with Colin and Franklin a little bit more, and Colin was like, yeah, I don't know if... At this point, I'm kind of confused, and I don't even think I think I'm just gonna go on the 13th then. Because unless the villa, they decide to extend it to the night of the 12th. And then I was like, yeah, like, I can come on the 13th. It's just, I don't prefer that. And Colin was like, yeah, you know, I was if we could settle down and adjust, it would be nicer. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, imagine if you arrive on the 13th. So you check in at the villa 2 p.m. That is the check-in time, by the way. 13th, 2 p.m. And then you want to go see the opening film, which is like, I don't know, screens at 6 p.m. maybe, which means you need to line up. And to line up for that is like 3 hours. 3 hours. So like, then you have zero time. Then what the fuck are you doing then? Like, I'd rather have time to settle down everything. So, legit, I'm thinking, I should arrive on the 12th. But Colin still hadn't figured out, and Colin mentioned, oh yeah, Garrett is arriving on the 12th, so at least Garrett's staying somewhere. But I don't know, I have to ask him. And then we talked about the opening film. He's like, well, I guess we could skip the opening film. I hope they play Mission Impossible or some shit, because I wouldn't want to watch that. And I'm like, yeah, but I would still go and see, you know? I know it's not going to be great, but like, I still want to go see the freaking premiere of Mission Impossible and see Tom Cruise. And also, Mission Impossible is the 14th, so we don't know what's playing on the 13th. Um, so I don't know. I told Colin it could be Wes Anderson's film, and Colin's like, well, I'm not a big fan of Wes Anderson anyways. I'm sorry, Wes. And I'm like, okay. And then I talked to Franklin a little bit more. I asked Franklin who is he going with, and he says MPAV, and I'm like, what? He says American Pavilion, and I'm like, oh. So I asked him about the accommodation thing, but he's not responding to me. He read the text, but he's not saying. So I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'll ask later or tomorrow. But anyways, it's good that Franklin's going at least, you know, because the thing is, if Franklin told me that he's flying to Paris a week before just to like walk around Paris or something, and then he's going to Cannes on the 11th, either bus or train from Paris. So I'm thinking, well, that probably implies that he already has a place in mind for the night of the 12th. The thing is, he's going with American Pavilion, and I don't know if they're like us, where it's a whole group of people and they book a place together, and I can't just crash at their place. I don't know if that's what I don't know what they're doing. But if Garrett's arriving on the 12th and if Franklin's arriving on the 11th, then surely between the two of them there should be a place somewhere, right? So I was thinking, I told Colin, like, if we could find at least 4 of us in the team who wants to arrive on the 12th, then let's go with the 12th. So I just looked at the flights, and I really only have 2 choices. So this is May 11th, right? This is May 11th. Now, I had filters, right? 1 stop or fewer, 1 carry-on bag, a maximum layover 5 hours. I don't want any more than 5 hours. Thankfully, all of the choices here are less than 5, less than 3, in fact. So the best here, in terms of price, is North Atlantic, 9:25 p.m. 11th, arrive 8:40. Goddamn. 8:40 p.m. May 12th, 2 hours at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. Seems pretty nice. 800, okay. A Sears ticket. I took a look at a Sears. A Sears just sent everyone his receipt for his plane ticket. Okay, this is a Sears ticket. Now, if I go here and I press... No, May 12th, 12. So a Sears is leaving LA on the 12th. This is what he's taking. Air France 1:15 to 9:40 a.m. 1,127. But a Sears paid like over 1,200. This is not a bad flight because it's short. There are no stops, but it's fucking expensive. And I mean, if I could save like 300, 400 US dollars, of course I will. You know how many criterions is that? So, I don't know. And the thing is, okay, fine. If I don't go with a Sears flight and I still arrive on the 13th, the 3 other options, boom, 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 boom. These 3 other options, A, they're a little expensive. B, they arrive at night. Okay? North Atlantic, 9:05 p.m. 6:20 p.m. 1:35 p.m. Okay, 1:35 is okay, but the price. I don't want to arrive at night because I would be the late one then. They're checking into the villa at 2 p.m. So literally out of the 4 flights here, I think everyone's either going to go with a Sears with this one, which is I think is likely. Like, I also want to guess what other people on the team are taking, right? I'm guessing they're all going for Air France 1,200. But to be cheap, like me, to save money, I'm going with these. 11th. They're a bit cheaper, and you get to arrive at night. 2 hours at Charles de Gaulle, not bad. This is fine too, right? 1 hour 35 at Charles de Gaulle. arrive at 5:30 p.m. That's nice too. I can roll with that. The thing is, I arrive at Nice at night. I could stay over at Nice, and next morning, if I have a little time, I can take a look at Nice. Or I arrive at Nice, immediately take a train to Cannes. I don't know, 8:40 is kind of late though. 8:40 is a little late, but immediate train to Cannes, maybe, and then next morning I would have a little time to visit Cannes. I'd rather visit Nice than visit Cannes though, in terms of sightseeing. But either way, that's that. Also, 9 a.m. in the morning in France is 12 midnight in LA, right? Which means I'll be wide fucking awake. So I won't be having too much of a jet lag issue. But if I go to bed normally at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. here, that is about 1 p.m. there. So afternoon, I will start drifting and falling asleep. Which is also exactly why, if I arrive at 9 in the morning, I'm just gonna start falling asleep. Okay, but let's forget about jet lag, because it's, you know, it's too out there. It's too trivial. Still, now I've come down to pretty much 2 choices only. Arrive on the 13th morning or 12th night. 13th morning, I know for sure Asir is taking it. 12th night, I don't know anyone's taking it, but it's cheaper. I'm saving $400 on this. And, oh well, to be fair, the layover, the Airbnb for Nice. Yes. I don't know. That's a good point though. I just remembered that. I'm saving money on the flight, but I'm spending more money on the accommodation. But at least I'll have time to walk around. You know? Maybe it's a sacrifice. It's worth the sacrifice. You know, the similar amount of money, but I get to arrive a day earlier and take a look at stuff. And he gets to have a shorter flight. Asir gets to have a shorter flight. Yeah. You know, I'll look at accommodations actually. I'll take a peek. All right, garlic cheese carrot pasta. I ran out of pasta sauce. Ooh.